There are so many theories and strategies out there when it comes to handling money that are actually risky and unreliable. So today I'm going to be sharing 6 habits or traps that you should never trust. But more importantly, I'm sharing what you should do instead. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. All right, first up is using buy now, pay later methods. These are things like Afterpay or Klarna. And whenever you are checking out now, there's always this option to be like, hey, do you want to break up this purchase in payments? And the thing is it doesn't feel like a big deal, but what that is debt. You're not paying for something in full. And so you can actually tend to overspend, and that is what they have found time and time again, is that people end up spending so much more money and overspending when using these products. So not only are you having to, pay freaking like for 4 months for a sweater when you choose this option, but also you look at the payment, you're like, oh, it's not that much. I'll add on a little bit more. I was planning on spending $70, but now it's like, oh, that's not too bad. It's only like, $15, $18. So I'll just add a little bit more. So don't do this, okay? Pay for everything in full. Do not spread out your purchases in payments. So what you want to do instead is save up and pay cash. Keep a monthly budget and understand, okay, here are my expenses. And when you save up for something, you spend it. If you need a monthly budget, that is going to help you so much to know where your money's going, because it really takes your income. And when you're budgeting, you're like, okay, where do I want my income to go? It's really you telling your money what to do. If you need a great budgeting app, check out EveryDollar because it is fantastic. All right, number 2 is opening store credit cards to get a discount. Yes, this is a trap where it's like, hey, you want to save, 10%, 15%, 20%? Well, that turns into 25% interest really, really fast, and it's not worth taking on additional debt for. So no, say no to store credit cards. Instead, again, budgeting, saving up for things you want, and really have this mindset that you're not trading short-term moments of like, ooh, this feels good. I want to do this. It feels like I'm getting a deal for your long-term goals, right? So you're actually taking and thinking through the long-term when you're saying no to debt, even store credit cards. All right, number 3, lease a car to avoid big payments. So a lot of people do this because if you go and take out a traditional loan for a car, your payment is going to be higher than it is if you go and lease one. But leasing is basically like renting a car instead of owning it. And there's so many restrictions. Even if you want to get out of the lease, it can be very difficult. If there's too many miles on it, wear and tear on the car, like all of this stuff, it ends up being very expensive. In fact, Money Magazine talks about how leasing a car is the most expensive way to finance a car. So stay away from it. Instead, buy a reliable car, a used car, in cash. Yeah. So listen, if you have a car payment right now and you can't pay it off in 18 to 24 months, if you cannot pay off this car that you have currently with a loan on it, in less than 2 years, you need to sell it. And what you'll do, even if you're underwater, let's say you owe $30,000 and you can only sell it for $25,000. Well, go take a $10,000 loan from the bank, $5,000 to make up the difference to get rid of it, and then $5,000 to buy a used car, a crappy car, right? But at least it'll get you through. Pay that off. Pay off the loan, the $10,000 loan, and then keep saving up, and then you can move up in car slowly and gradually. Do not go and fall for the idea of leasing and even taking on debt for a car. It's just not worth it. All right, one thing I cannot live without, though, when it comes to my online safety is Delete Me. Because if you don't remove your personal data from the internet, it's basically like a billboard for everyone to see, because your name, your address, your email, even your kids' names are out there on sketchy data broker websites. And those websites, those data brokers, then will sell your data to other companies, and that puts you at risk for scams and fraud. But the good news is Delete Me removes your data and helps protect you from phishing, harassment, and other online threats. Winston and I use and love Delete Me because it saves us so much time and worry. So you guys, your family's safety and financial security are way too important to leave exposed. So sign up for Delete Me and take control. Go to joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off, bringing your monthly cost to under $9, or you can click the link in the description. All right, another bad habit. Number 4 is only making minimum payments to keep cash flow open. So this is a trap because you're actually paying thousands more than what you actually owe because of interest. But a lot of people will say, well, I need this cash flow over here. And so if my debt is there, I'll just keep the minimum payment going and it's no big deal. But the amount of interest that is on credit cards now, you guys, it is so high. I feel like it keeps getting up and up and up and up. and you're continuing to pay for stuff that you've already done and already experienced and food you already ate and all the things. So looking and saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to get out of debt as quickly as possible. So you want $1,000 in the bank. That's going to be your starter emergency fund. And then you're going to start paying off all of your debt, including those credit cards, from smallest to largest. And that is going to help get you out of debt quickly and get out of this minimum payment cycle. So you will pay minimum payments for some of the debt while you're paying off the smallest. But man, once you get to it, you keep knocking it off because I want you debt free, including those minimum payments. All right, number 5 is skip insurance to save money. So one emergency room visit or car wreck or a home repair can honestly wipe you out financially. And so knowing that things are going to happen in life and you don't want to completely derail your financial progress, you want the right insurance in place. The Ramsey Coverage Checkup will walk you through a process to know exactly what insurances that you need. Because yes, you also don't want to pay for insurances you don't need. And some out there are a scam and you end up wasting so much money on them and you don't even need them. So the idea is getting the insurance that you actually need, but to see what you need, I'll put a link down below and check that out to go through kind of your life and knowing, okay, are we fully covered? Do we have everything that we need when it comes to insurances? Because life is expensive and insurance, it's great because it's there when something happens. All right, number 6 is invest in trendy, get-rich-quick schemes. So there are so many things out there, you guys, and it's not even like ones that are recent. Like there's other ones that they're just not great. Like I was talking to a guy, he's like, I'm investing in gold. And I'm like, don't invest in a commodity because it goes up and down depending on the fear of what's going on in the culture. No, invest and put your money in something that has a long-term track record. So even things like gold, crypto, and I would say even single stocks in this because it can be very, very risky. So the thing is you want something that is pretty much bulletproof for the long haul, and that is going to be putting it in the market. I mean, so whether it's an index fund or a mutual fund, but putting something that you can see long-term, it's going to be great, right? There may be dips for sure, but long-term, it keeps going up, and that is what we want. And so contributing 15% of your income into retirement, so this is things like a Roth IRA or your 401k, be doing this after you are out of debt. And it is boring. It is not exciting. It is not flashy. But man, can I just tell you, it works. It works every time. Talk to a couple that's been doing it. You know, they're 60 years old and they've been doing it since they were 25. They will retire millionaires. Like they will. If you consistently invest, you guys, especially 15% of your income, it is amazing what can happen over the long term. But it's not get rich quick. It's not flashy, not exciting, but your wealth will grow. All right, when it comes to financial traps, some are more obvious than others. So to steer clear of one of the biggest and worst money traps, check out the $1 billion scheme you didn't know you were a part of. Click here to watch it, or if you're listening on podcast, I'll leave a link below. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.